This meeting is called to order. Certification of compliance with open meeting law. Somebody want to see if the door is locked? Okay, thank you. Roll call.
Cow.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Bratza.
Here.
And May is here. And Attorney Larson is here.
Okay. First item is to approve the minutes from the August 11th, August 13th, August 20th, August 25th, and August 27th meetings.
I move to approve meetings, minutes from those meetings that we just made.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the aforementioned meetings. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Treasurer's report. This is our new treasurer. His name is Bill May. He lives on Blue Spring Lake.
You know, I did print that thing out. You have a copy I sent you? Yeah. Send out there to print myself a copy. The checking accounts are, we have $116,000, $661.18 in the general checking. Tax has $2155.08. The airport account has $36,347.47. The LGIP general account has $189,265.32. The fire and EMS LGIP has $262 in it, and the airport LGIP has 55 cents in it. The checks that we have, first one is for the treasurer for Jefferson County. This is for dog license fees. These checks and the next check was written before I was the clerk, and I talked to the bank and they said they would cash them because they were signed and dated before the signature change went over. That is for $57.75. And the second one is for Don's Lock for $199. That was to change the locks on the building here. And then we have CenturyLink. That's for $340.68, and that is for 2 months. It was not paid last month. And we have late fees on it. I did call CenturyLink a couple of days ago and talked to them, and I explained our situation because our meetings are on before their meetings are after the bill is due. So she said we would not be paying late fees anymore. She took that off of our account, so we will not be paying late fees on these anymore.
One other item, we eliminated one of the phones, and
Yes.
so we're going to save probably about $100 a month by just having one phone. We do have internet now at the hall, but there's just one phone that's 26. What is it, 26?
2049.
2049 is the call number. The 2810 number is gone. It's 2049.
And someone informed me today that when you call that 2049 number, that it goes to Wendy's. It's forwarded to Wendy's. I had that changed today. It's not being forwarded any place, but by tomorrow we will have an answering machine. You can leave a message on there if you want, and that will be. I can call that from anywhere, and I will have that myself. I'll check that probably every other day or so.
The Dawn email address is the same as it's been. It's not been changed.
The next bill is from We Energies. That's for the building. The building here was $71.26. We have another one from We Energies. This is for the lights, street lights. That's for $54.81. One for $13.26. That's for the legal fees for Bender, Levi, and Larson, and that's through the 29th of August. Farner Asphalt for $37,497, and that's the road around Blue Spring Lake. I understand I'm supposed to hold on until they actually complete the work because they haven't scraped up the loose gravel yet.
Right.
Right. So I will hold on that until they have finished their work. I have 3 checks here for the election workers: Sonora Murphy, Margaret Burlingham, and Virginia Fender. Those are for $213.92, $212.24, and $210.72, and their timesheets attached to it. I have one for Wendy Dunbar for $423.30. She turned in a timesheet that said she worked from the 15th to the 28th. However, she resigned on the 25th, so I paid her through the 25th instead of the 28th. So I did not pay her for the last 3 days that she had on there. If that changes, we can make a correction then. And I have one here for Larry Cowell for his pay. I have one here for me for $427.37, and that's for office supplies, and the majority of that was for the new printer, the ink, a box of paper, and stamps, which come to almost over $300 for those 4 things.
The town didn't have a printer. Wendy used her printer, so we had to buy a printer.
And Steve Washburn, $540, and it says it's for the mowing and trimming on Zion Cemetery. That won't be on your list, I don't believe, because I just received this today. And then I have here a check for the village of Palmyra for $20,157.10, and that's for the fire and EMS fees. I have not received the bill yet, and I won't send that till I actually get the bill from them.
Okay.
And then I have one here for Wolf Paving. That is $66,000, $953.01, and that's for work on Tamarack Road and Carlin Trail. This is a partial bill. When they finish the work, they will submit the final bill, and we will have that. So that won't be sent in. This can be sent in. And I did some rechecking on the accounts. After all the bills are paid, we will have $55,000 in the checking account, with the exception of the $66,000 for the Wolf Paving. And we'll need to look at bringing some money out of the LGIP to finish paying for this probably. If we bring $75,000 over, then we'll have $29,000 left in the accounts after that. I also have a statement here from the village of Palmyra for $33.13, and that says it's half of the absentee voting notice from Palmyra Enterprise. I don't know what that is, so I did not write a check for it, and I understand we're going to be checking into that to find out what it's about. As soon as we find out, then I'll bring it to the next meeting for approval. And I believe that's it for the treasurer's report.
The WTA training.
Oh, the WTA training, yeah. I didn't write a check for that, Jeff. Ed and I are going to WTA training if it's approved by the board, and that would be $130 for the 2 of us for 1 day. I think he's going to the road section of it, and I'll be going to the clerk's training part of it.
When is that?
That is September 23rd, and it's a 1-day thing.
I make a motion we accept the treasurer's report.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the treasurer's report as presented. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Emergency management plan.
I think I promised you a draft, but it's not totally done yet, but I need to talk with, I would suppose, Mr. Hoffman out of Blue Spring Lake, when you could determine where we can for sure have some storage areas for, one would be for tree stuff.
Okay.
The other would be for a couple of dumpsters. And we need a dumpster that people can, like if, let's hope none of this ever happens, but say we have a tornado hit. There's gonna be shingles and all kinds of stuff. We don't want any of that left on the roads or pushed to the roads, so if we have a dumpster for people to put their scraps that might land in their yard or things like that, I think that would be beneficial. And that's something that we can approve when we approve the plan. I've talked to several other towns in our county and other counties. And a couple of places, they decided to be kind of stingy and say, you can't put anything that doesn't land on the road in one of the dumpsters. Well, of course, in the middle of the night, everything all of a sudden ends up on the road, so it seems like it would make more sense ahead of time to have facilities where people can actually carry their stuff in the daylight hours and put it in dumpsters and clean up. But we can cover all that when we finalize the plan. But meanwhile, we need to talk to Mr. Hoffman, I guess. Would that be the person that you think
Yeah.
I should go to?
Okay.
Okay, and then I need to get over to Blaine Paulson's and get that piece that he said we have to.
Okay, we were out about 4 farms out on H and Marsh Road. I can ask like Ken Marsh or Richard Common or Marion McNally or somebody there with a farm. Ken Marsh has got quite a bit of land there that's like low on that, and I think he may let us put some stuff there.
We just need to be really, really sure that there's a good base there. We can't get anything wet like wetland or anything like that because it would involve big trucks coming in probably.
Oh, okay.
So something that's gravelled, we can use the gravel pit up on 106. That's, when you go over the hill and down in there, that's just about 4 acres of real good hard gravel.
Okay.
So that
So you
would
need
work
some,
for
you
that.
need some firm ground.
Yeah, it's gotta be real firm ground. They would like you to have pavement, but I don't think we're down with it as that. So at any rate, it's moving along, the classes are online, and they're really, really boring. I'm working my way through.
Well, you have your gravel pit, and Blaine Paulson said we could
Yeah.
do that, so. if we
That
get
with Blue
s-
Spring Lake should be all we need.
Yeah, okay. All right, if we can get Blue Spring Lake, we should be fine then.
Okay.
Okay, fire department.
I think we all got a letter.
Yeah.
Bill, did you get a copy of that letter from Mr. Turner?
I got a letter, yes, I did.
Okay. Did you, where do you want?
I got it.
Part of correspondence. Everybody got it?
Yes.
Okay, apparently there's a problem getting a title on a fire engine. Or it's actually a pumper tanker. And, I called Lori today at the village and asked her for the email train on this, and she sent it to me. And it's kind of interesting, but boy, I thought they started working on this a year and a half ago, but it looks like they started in March of this year, maybe. And anyway, they say that the state is unwilling to title it without a bond, and I would like to go talk to Mr. Turner about this and see if we can't work something else out. I think we haven't talked to the right people yet, either DOT or maybe legislature.
They said the truck is worth, what, $225, and they want a $4,000 bond
They
or
say it's
something?
worth, it's $225 when it's purchased.
Oh, okay. They want tempers, what do they want, 5% of the value?
Yeah, which seems strange, since we have the receipts for getting
Well, they want
everything
about
else.
$1,800 from the town, right?
Yeah,
Right.
For
yeah.
the town's.
So, anyway, I don't think there's a big rush on this. They say they've been using it illegally ever since they formed the village.
This was
department.
purchased by the old fire department, correct? And they never got a title.
That's what they say, you know. I can't believe there was never a title to it. And the company that they bought it from is out of business, so. So at any rate, I think we need to look into this a little farther before anybody.
You're gonna
starts
maybe
writing
talk to
checks.
congressman or something.
Yeah, go talk to Dave first if that's okay.
Yeah, talk to Dave. Okay, that's it?
That's all I know about the fire department.
Okay.
I'll ask them to start giving us a monthly report.
Airport, Don?
Yeah, we've had a couple of things taking place out here that shouldn't be. Somebody's been monkeying with the runway lights and a couple other things, and I've reported it. It is a federal offense for these people to be doing this, so if we do catch them, they will know that they shouldn't be doing it. And the hangar construction started Friday. They started digging back there. They did some more digging today, and they'll be back tomorrow to finish it up. And they'll start hauling gravel in and get ready to start paving and pouring cement, so. That's moving on.
Okay. Blue Spring Lake District?
Blue Spring Lake District had their annual meeting Labor Day weekend, and Jim Hockman was again elected chairman, and Joe Nussbaum was the treasurer. The road has been chip sealed and crack sealed, and supposedly they're coming in tomorrow or Wednesday to sweep up the rest of the stone that's loose. And I don't know if Dick Herb started the dredging yet, I haven't been over there, he did start. And we cleaned out the culvert right by the triangle, there was probably 25 years of stuff in there, there was only that much room in an 8-inch culvert. So we cleaned that out last week, and I did have a complaint about the loose stone. I can't do anything about it till they sweep it up. That's just the nature of that type of work. And that's what I have for Blue Spring Lake.
Okay, building inspector, I don't think we had any permits, did we? Building permits,
Building permits.
applications or anything?
We had one application, not for building, that was for something else.
Okay. Highway,
It's been pretty quiet, I just talked to you briefly, but potholes seem to be holding up, unless anybody knows of any bad ones. Otherwise, it's been pretty quiet. I don't know if you wanna do fall mowing, you wanna start that soon, or?
When do you normally do?
Usually, this time of year, any time now in September, and then, from middle of September to middle of October. somewhere in there.
What works best for you is fine.
Okay, alright. And that's about it. There is quite a few areas of, trees in the ditches, from falls that are still there or whatever.
Okay,
I don't know if you wanted us to do anything with that, or,
I'll have to go around and look at them
yeah,
again.
there's several areas of, so with the mowing,
Yeah,
that's when we notice it more, is because
Yep.
we're trying to go through the ditches.
I'll look at it this week and see what I can do.
Yeah, let me know if you want us to, we can
Okay.
clean those up for you.
Alright.
So.
do you have anything?
They finished paving Carlin Trail today. Tamarack Road was paved last week, and they did the shoulder work on it last week also. And we didn't have, in the bid, we didn't have anything for shouldering on Carlin Trail, but I looked at it, it's like a 2-inch lip, and we're gonna have to put a shoulder on there too, which will be at the same rate that they charged us for the bid. It's just an added whatever to make it safe. And Hooper Road, or that's on the agenda, we'll talk about that on there. That's all I have on the highway then.
Correspondence, do you have anything of note?
Anything of note? Stephen Smith, I'm not sure what he's talking about, clean span for a fabric and wing on a building. I assume that was approved by somebody. Town of Palmyra for the airport, building of the new hangars. Mac and Sherry Peters, they want to, they're fixing the roof on their boathouse. Howard and Colleen Dion, they want to build a deck, 20 by 20 deck, 400 square feet. Cold Spring Egg Farm wants to build a new, what do you call it, building for raise their chickens in.
It's on Tamarack Road,
Oh, okay.
isn't it?
That's
No.
their Cold Spring plant.
Yeah, Cold Spring.
That's the one he was telling us about last month.
Oh, okay. It's
On
out,
59.
it's out on 59.
Yeah, they put an application to build a new chicken farm, or chicken building. And David Anick, I assume this is an older one, he was supposed to build a house and he built the garage, but now he's gonna build a house. And the last one is from Dan Koplinski and Laura Kulig, wanted to some rezoning to use their property as an auto repair service, and that will come up in the new business here. And then I have a letter from Charter with a check for $1,009.44, that's the franchise fees for using Charter in our town. And I'm not sure what this is, municipal population estimate challenge form, is that something? I
We'll look at
have
it.
no idea
We'll
what
look
that
at
is.
it later.
Okay. And I I have one here from the Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Activities, says, please notice important changes. No idea what that's for. And this is one I just received today from the Wisconsin Department of Revenue notice, says we're gonna get a check for $18,629. It does not say what it's for, but it said it'd be sometime in November. We
Should
get
be
the check.
revenue sharing for highways.
I gotta look at the budget, there's one's for the highways and one is just a regular revenue sharing.
Yeah, it does not say here what it's for, so it just says we're receiving that payment. And then the last one was the letter that went on, it just talked about for the village of Palmyra wanting us to pay the half of the bond for the fire truck.
Thank you. New business, discussion and possible action on road committee recommendation for repairs on Zion Road. This is a culvert over by Phyllis Christensen.
It's not a culvert,
That's a tile?
it's a tile,
Okay.
and I already approved for Dennis Coots to put a new tile in underneath the road. And the road itself is deteriorating. It was probably due to muskrats that tunneled under the road. There's like 4 or 5 really bad dips and the road's deteriorating badly. So I did get 2 bids, one from Wolf and one from the county. And Wolf's bid came in at $16,170. The county came in at $13,000. And with the county, we also have that $7,800 in matching funds that we can use. So the highway committee recommended that we go with the county. And that's about approximately 80 feet is completely dug up and redone because that was where the bad spots were. And then an overlay from the driveway of the residences to like 150 feet beyond that to take care of that whole area there.
So our net cost will be about $5,000 approximately if the county does it, correct?
Our net, well, no, yeah, roughly, and that's just an estimate. That could be a little bit more or a little bit less. And usually isn't less. But I'll make a motion that we accept the county's bid to do that.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the county's bid to repair or replace the tile on Zion Road. All in favor?
That wasn't what the motion was.
Okay.
The motion was to fix the road, not to do the tile.
Oh, okay. Motion to fix the road.
Yeah.
Above the
Above the
tile.
tile, right, correct.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Discussion and action on conditional use permit for Roy Kulik and Dan Kapinski at M359 Tamarack Road, Palmyra. Do you want to speak? Tell us what you want to do.
Well, I don't know, I'll give you this stuff, I already gave you some of this already, I just got more, people sign,
Okay.
everybody on their street, that, well, yeah, I don't know if they sent you this.
Oh, these are all copies.
Yeah.
Everybody on your, these are all people on your street?
Yes,
Okay.
these are all my neighbors,
Good. Cool.
and that's the paid thing.
That's a payment for that. These are 8 signatures. Do you have any questions?
Not really, I guess my only comment would be, it'd be nice to get these things a little bit quicker.
Yeah,
I got it, I think, Saturday, and I didn't even know where you guys lived, actually.
alright.
And one of the other things I know with zoning that's important is just be sure that the area where you have for parking is fine, but don't start letting cars sit there for a long period of time.
That will never happen.
I know that's what they get fussy about, they don't like to see that.
I was advised by the town attorney to approve it provisionally, in case at the county meeting, there are a number of people that come up that are against it, but the town approves it, unless there's, a large number of people. This is what Tom Levi said, approve it provisionally. The town has no problem with it, and if there's like 10 people come to the meeting and the county's meeting and are unhappy or something, then we'll have to take another look at it. But, do you have any questions?
No.
Well, I'll move to approve this conditional use provisionally.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Discussion and action, transfer money from the LJP for road work.
I think if we took that 66,000 out of the LGIP now, for this part that was here, the remainder is gonna be roughly 35,000. We probably have enough that we wouldn't have to hit the LGIP again, or we could go 75,000 and then we would have, I think we'd be covered completely on the road work.
What kind of a number would you want to do?
75,000 probably would make more sense. We
Transfer
don't wanna
75.
be too short, where we gotta dip into it again right away. At least that's my thinking on it.
Me,
Need a motion?
yeah, I move to transfer 75,000 from the LGIP.
It's been moved and seconded.
I'll second it.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's been moved and seconded to transfer 75,000 from the LJP for road work. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Billing request to discuss balance of donation for Park and Rec.
Yeah, 2 months ago in August, you guys had decided you were going to cut the payment down by, I think, when it's only 12% is what she decided. Just
And I responded that, that's not quite right. We said we were going to hold back
hold back, all right,
until you came and talked to us.
all right. Would you like some explanation on some of the numbers you have that I had given you in the
Yep.
shoot your questions at me, I'm willing to answer.
Well, I think that you explained to me that when you come up with your numbers, you take each kid in each activity and that's how you count it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so,
So like if you had 3 kids, Winona,
okay,
at your residence,
okay,
and they participate in 4 different activities, I would count them 12 times.
okay.
Because I know you thought my numbers looked a little weird with the amount of kids in the township and things like that, but you have to count them. I count them for budgeting purposes that way, because each activity they do, I budget a different line item in my budget so that I can justify their expenses for soccer and baseball and basketball and football and any other basket weaving we happen to do with those kids or adults. I do it that way. That's the way I keep track of my kids. That's just the way I...
And then one other question I had was you have a lot of other listed.
Yeah, I do.
And I assume that those are kids that aren't from town, the village or the town?
Correct.
Okay, then do you go to those municipalities and ask for some help there?
I do not go to those municipalities and get help there. Now that it is becoming, and when I first started, as you can see in 2010, I would get 3 others. Now that I have the programs growing and becoming successful and offering more of them, I'm getting more, so I think I'm going to have to start charging. In my 2015 budget, I will start doing different things after the first of the year. I can't change it right now in 2014 and start asking. That's just not the way to do it. I budgeted out that way for this year, and that's the way it'll have to stay. But I will change it for, we've talked about doing some different things. A $5 user fee if you're non-resident. It was like, when I first started here in '07, they had a $20 non-resident fee. Well, and that made people not want to come and participate with our kids. We need some of the other people from Eagle or the town of Sullivan or the town of Helenville, whatever they are all the way around here. If they're still in our school district, but they're not in our town, not in Palmyra Township or Village of Palmyra. I'm trying to get that so that it's one big community. Because I wanna keep those kids in our district here, and I want them here playing in the summertime, and whenever they're not going to school, I want them here and not experiencing stuff in Fort, or in McQuanago, or wherever else. I want them here, because I wanna build this community and this school, and this is part of it. And I feel it's a very small price to pay to have that community and keep those kids here.
Well, I think that's admirable, and I have no problem with the community idea. I just think that the other municipalities should also see the value of it, and if nothing else, maybe this year, instead of, if you don't feel comfortable asking for money, you could at least ask to get on the agendas and go to those towns or villages or wherever they're coming from and tell them about your program and sell it to them.
Okay, I could do that. I'd be willing to go to the town of Sullivan and the town of Hallenville and whatever. I'll look it up once I find where everyone lives for sure and go to those.
Okay, I think that might be beneficial for everybody.
Okay. Anything else?
Is there a question?
Are you satisfied?
Yeah, I'm satisfied.
Okay. I'll move that we pay the balance of the 5,000. We do need invoices for the 4,000 you already got and the 1,000. We need invoices.
Okay, so just,
We need an invoice from the first 4,000 and we need an invoice for
Okay.
this one.
sure, I can invoice the town of Palmyra for that, that's no problem.
Okay.
Okay, I'll get it to you guys
I'll
next week.
second that.
Okay, it's moved and seconded to pay the balance on the $5,000 donation for the Park and Rec. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Sharon Earhart?
Hi, I'm gonna stand up and, I got posters and, maybe I don't know, can you hear me? I have a sinus infection, so my voice isn't carrying very well.
We can hear you.
Okay. I'm Sharon Earhart. I'm the Clean Sweep Solid Waste Specialist for Jefferson County. And this year, my job is to go and meet everyone in the county, as many people as I can, at the towns, villages, and cities. So I'm going to all these different meetings, which has been kind of fun and interesting. But what we're trying to get across to the communities and especially thank the town. We don't think we show our appreciation enough for the town for the support you give to get the word out to the people about our program. Because without this town's support, our programs would slowly die. And what we're experiencing is we'd like to see at least 100 people at each of our events. Then it makes it more profitable to set up an event. When it goes down, it costs us a lot of money to have a hazardous waste company come in and set up. There's, I can't even begin to tell you all the numbers unless I have a list, but, so we would really like to see more participation. And we figure 100 is a good number. That's what we've kind of based it on. And I don't know if all of you know what a clean sweep is, where we take all the hazardous chemicals, we take drugs and chemicals. We do charge you $10 a vehicle. We made it a vehicle fee. You can fill the vehicle, you can bring a trailer, you can bring 2 trailers. We take any product that's made with oil, any pesticides, bug sprays, all light bulbs, even your old Christmas tree lights, but we don't want the tree. A few people have tried to bring the tree, I don't want that. We'll even take broken solar lights. So we'll take household batteries, but we won't take any batteries from your cars or tractors. We'd like you to take those to a salvage yard. And then what we also did this year is I have a new, if you go to the Clean Sweep website on Jefferson County, I have how do you dispose of or recycle. I'm trying to build this website up so that if you say, I have a mattress, what do I do with it? We used to have a company that recycles them, but unfortunately, they went out of business. So now you have to put it in your trash. But your TVs and computers and that, you can take, we have 5 different sites in Jefferson County. As far as I'm concerned, this is my pet peeve, there should never ever be an appliance or a TV in a ditch. No highway department should have to pick this up. It's free. You can bring them to our sites free, we don't charge you. So I just feel that's so sad, and that's one of the things we really wanna get out to the people is don't drive out in the country in the middle of the night and throw it out of your truck. Take it to the site, it's free. Then, this year we did a tire recycling, at the Fair Park, we're gonna do it again. We ended up recycling 7.9 tons of tires. It was really, people brought tires, we were very surprised. Our price, you have to pay, we can't take them free, the county can't, my budget can't afford to do it free, but it's $3 for a car tire. If you have the rim on, they make me charge you more, $5. Apparently there's a problem with rims on tires. But we checked with a couple of the tire recycling companies, and we checked with different people to make sure our pricing was fair, and all we wanna do is break even. We hire a company called Liberty Tire, and they come in and pick them up the next day, and then they charge us back for all the tires, so we're gonna do that again this spring at the April Clean Sweep. We just want the support of the community and get the word out. So I brought you posters, and there's extra ones, so if somebody has a business and wants to put one in, and here's brochures, and inside the brochures are our chemical lists for the Clean Sweep. And the other thing is, we do have 5 drop boxes. All of you, you're in Palmyra, so Whitewater's closer, right? If you go to the Whitewater Police Department, you can drop drugs off there at any time, there's no questions asked. We just ask that you leave it in the original container, because we have to sort it according to federal regulations. But we don't care who brings it, just cross out your name, we don't care, and we don't care what it is. No questions asked, you just drop it in there, and we'll take care of it and dispose of it properly. So there's 5 of those throughout the county, and again, the collection sites. So, is there any questions about the program?
Do those drug drop sites also take veterinary
Yes,
medicines?
yep, veterinary. So if you have any of your animal things that you no longer use, absolutely. If they're in big containers, you might want to consider coming to Clean Sweep, because the spouts are about like that, so if it comes in a big container, we might not be able to get it in.
Do you take latex paint?
No, we never take latex paint. If I took latex paint, I wouldn't have a budget. But I am working with a committee in the state, it's Arrow, it's Associated Recyclers of Wisconsin. I'm actually on one of the committee members, and there's a group called Paint Care, and they're from the paint manufacturers, and we're looking into recycling for the state of Wisconsin of paint. They only would take household and like farm paints. This group won't take marine or, what do you call it, art paints, but they would take it all. The only thing is, if they do that and come into the state, they would charge like 37 cents up to 75 cents a gallon when you purchase. But if you purchase a new gallon of paint and you brought 20 cans of old paint, they'd take it. So, but it takes state legislation, and you know the way the state does legislation for that. That could be 10 years from now or never, but at least we're working on it. But latex paint, oil dry. You add oil dry to the paint, it dries up, you can throw it in your trash, and if you wipe out your can, you can recycle it. I don't know, do you have Johns in this area? Advance?
Advanced.
Okay, Advance will take your paint cans too, but you just have to wipe them out. They don't want any paint, you know, get them as clean as you can. They don't have to be immaculate, but they can be recycled. Spray cans, if it's completely empty, it can go in a recycle bin. If there's something in it, bring it to Clean Sweep. Any other questions? That's why I'm here. Maybe when all of you leave, I'm gonna leave you and go home. I haven't been home yet today. Take a brochure. Okay, thank you, and thank you for allowing me to come, and we really appreciate the town's support. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Discuss a possible date for a town board budget workshop.
I think we should have a budget workshop so we can go over some stuff before Bill goes to that, training meeting. So he has, you know, a little idea of what we've got going on here and maybe it'll fit in a little better for him.
That'll be before the 23rd then.
Before the 23rd.
Okay. Do you have a date in mind?
And the 15th would work for me, that's next Monday.
Okay.
That's good.
Does that work for you?
I got free tickets to the spaghetti dinner.
Where you can sell, how long?
And community band.
I suppose we could do it like 6 or something.
Sure.
Sure.
Then I can still have
Then
spaghetti.
you can do this.
I'll check and see when the spaghetti dinner starts and then we'll post the meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good to me.
I don't know if you want to
We
do a
need to
motion.
make a motion.
Yeah.
Oh, for that? Okay. I'll make, okay.
Just gonna say, I move we have a budget workshop meeting on the 15th of September at 6 PM or earlier if Larry can't make it to dinner.
I'll just leave.
Oh, yeah.
I'll find
He
out what
was
time
here.
they quit, yeah. So, it'll give me an incentive to get that meeting over.
Okay, 6 PM.
6 PM. All in favor?
Second.
All right, thank you. Hurry up, you got to be quick. It's been moved and seconded to set a budget workshop date of the 15th at 6 o'clock. That'll be next Monday. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Public comment.
Yes, Bill Lean, W561 Pine Drive. I'd like to thank Mr. Miller for getting Zion Road fixed, first of all. It's gonna save my cars quite a bit, because that is there and it's horrible, and if you meet a car, you know it. Second thing is, when will the website be up and getting the agendas on them? How much longer? I looked Saturday, I looked Sunday, I looked today. Today's agenda wasn't on there.
I now have access to it, and I will be getting those up as soon as I have them.
All right, thank you very much, because it is much more convenient than driving around the countryside looking for them in the middle of the night when I think about where they're at.
We intend to keep information on the website so people don't have to drive around.
Yeah, I only think about it maybe like at 9 o'clock at night, and I go, I'm not driving out Collins Road now, are you kidding?
No, I hope we will have more timely information.
That'll be
on the
great, if you
website.
guys do that, that'll be super, thanks.
We have internet here at the hall, and
Let's use it.
there will be pertinent information posted.
Good, thank you.
Motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn the meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Meeting is adjourned.
Bill, do you want that corn popper?
Yeah, I just haven't found time or anyone to come with me. How heavy is it?
It comes apart. You can take the pot out, and then you take the last thing off, and the part doesn't work. But it takes 2 guys to talk.
I have it somewhere. 262 593
8051.
8051. All right, I'll get some. Next couple weeks should be slowing down. Getting everything rolling, so I'll slow down. Okay.
Good. What are you doing there?
Well,
why did I do that?
Whatever, if you get up.
I don't know, people probably
I know.